for something that didn't need sacrifice. And I guess you didn't take it too far and won't value yourself for the right price. But you are the reason they breathe and the reason they dreams unfold. So we gotta handle this. It's been ridiculous how we let haters get conspicuous. Watching my power, burning demons. You wanted a purge, open season. So drunk with illusion, don't see me coming. Meet your demise. I'm a woman. I do not conform to nobody's norms. I'm cleaning us up, sending the storms. High level vibration, increasing the pressure. You feeling my strength? This is my pleasure. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Woo! Call me the messenger. Hey, hey, hey. Call me the messenger. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Second verse I can count, yeah, I'm counting days. This truth you see coming, gon' make you shame. They've been secretly scared of domination. Consider their feelings no obligation. When dealing with ignorance, best you don't deal with it. Headed for tragedy cause you complacent. Stuck, lies in your information. Start looking for truth in the black nation. What? This is America. The rise and the fall of a fake nation. A true psychological situation. We suffer from years of defamation. I said it, you mad, do something about it. You all in your feelings ain't got no power. This is preparation for this revelation. You
mad, do something about it.
You cannot handle this intellect. Hey,
On that note, let's crank
you
it.
cannot handle this intellect.
Countdown.
Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Woo! Call me the messenger. Hey, hey, hey. Call me the messenger. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Woo!
And now
Call
handle
me the
this
messenger.
intellect. This is IntellectualRadio.com. This is IntellectualRadio.com. And I am Tyrone Muhammad, ex-cons for Trump Live. Ex-cons for Trump Live on IntellectualRadio.com. Go on over there and subscribe and share. And for live call-ins, we're going to be looking for you to talk a little bit today. That's 708-223-8953. 708-223-8953. That is ex-cons for Trump Live on IntellectualRadio.com. Tyrone Muhammad. Carter Trust is out, a little under the weather, but we're going to hold it down today for, and I got a few call-ins coming today, so I'm going to be looking forward to those. But y'all got me. With that being said, I'm just thinking about like Chicago, all that we've been through. Like just when I think about in light of this election, this national election, and our new president, Donald J. Trump. But Chicago has always been the pathway to the White House or any civic, social engagement, at least from our own people perspective, right? Everybody, it's like they say you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. I believe that if you can make it in Chicago, you can make it anywhere. And the tragedy for me is that if you can make it in Chicago, you can make it anywhere. Strong people have been driven out of Chicago. I'm talking about business leaders. I'm talking about people who we've counted on to be a fulcrum for Chicago progress. Them ones have even been driven out of Chicago. And I mean, just the whole level of disinvestment and all of the inequities and the political criminal conduct that has always been Chicago, that has always been the state of Illinois. Look at the number of governors that been to prison. I think we got one more that need to go. that's currently in office just need a major investigation into the malfeasance, the inordinate spending of money that we don't have right now currently to maintain non-citizenry that we didn't ask for. And when I think about Chicago and think about how hard we fight, I think about the Fred Hamptons, I think about Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford, I think about all the gang culture, whether Latin folk, Latin King, and then the brothers and the people, and then all the different Masonic groups and fraternities and sororities. I just think about all of the power, and then the union, the politics of union. Just all of the aspects of the things that actually make Chicago what it is, but also the things that make Chicago corrupt, one of the most corrupt, if not the corrupt city in the country. See, you could talk about corruption, but how do you talk about corruption without talking about the people that's performing the corruption? When they say it's the most corrupt city, they're not talking about bricks, houses, stores, parks, museums, shed aquariums, theaters, concert halls, stadiums. They are not corrupt. They're not talking about the landscape that is the beautiful Chicago. They're talking about the people we continue and perpetually put in office that then do deals and underhand deals that always seem to violate the people. I think in the case of Daley, they gave away the parking meters for 100 years. And the people sat back and allowed them to do that. And you're being taxed every day over parking meters. Red light cameras, speed cameras, mostly in our neighborhoods, taxing and affecting the poor people. More and more and more. Continue to shed a light, people. Parking meters. How can we, as a community, allow our government to violate our futures and to tax us like that? How did we allow our government to allow the parking meters to become a tariff on the people? Those companies, those parking meters, all can only exist if we allow them to exist. It's no way in the world that those parking meters should be in the ground. We should be removing them because they violate us. We didn't ask for it. Just like Trump said we're going to hear, and our new president is an OG, original gangster. Just like Trump said we're going to take the canal, Trump just said America going to take over Gaza Strip and continue and create the environment for who? But we'll let people set up flags and hegemonies and orders in our neighborhood and then tax us for it, even though we didn't ask for it. What I realize more and more that Chicago and the people in Chicago, even the special interest groups, the 501c3s, and as I call them, 501c3 pimps, we have become prostitutes for grant money. We have become prostitutes for grant money that never really fully fix the conditions in our communities. We got a whole elected officials, electorate that don't even still to this day, even after they got stomped in the national election, still don't listen to the people. Still don't listen to the people. We got a whole governor from Brandon Johnson to J.B. Pritzker. Think they gonna talk crazy to President Trump. While we need resources, He think if he's speaking for us and the condition that we're under in our communities, he want to anger President Trump, who can actually be petty if he want to. Gonna anger him to stop resources from flowing back to our communities. J.B. Pritzker cannot be our surrogate or our spokesperson because they're too agenda-oriented. Brandon Johnson cannot speak for us because he's not his own man. He's too agenda-oriented. And he's being led by other thought leaders. And there are never thoughts and there's never ideas that are designed to help the community fully to recover or fix itself ever. We continue to talk about what Donald Trump did or is doing. Yet, we just had Joe Biden for 4 years, and I haven't heard more talk about an inefficient government that didn't even serve our communities. Yet, we want to talk about every little thing that Donald Trump do or does. I've never seen somebody do so much in the 2 weeks 3 weeks they've been the president in my life for seeing presidents take office. You may not like it because you're talking about DUI. Yeah, that's what it should be, DUI. They driving while under the influence of the Democratic Party. Because ain't no such thing as DEI that actually affect change for black men in this city. There's nothing that DEI does. The construction sites are still lacking black men working. The colleges are still lacking black men being educated. The prison system is still full of black men and women now. The graveyards, the only thing that we are operating in DEI is graveyards and prison. Graveyards and prison is real diversity. Because that's where we are. That's what we are. And then everybody eat off of our dead flesh. Everybody. Everybody eats off the dead flesh of black men and women. Men come out of prison with no housing. You got 18,000 or more homeless ex-cons right now in Chicago. 18,000 or more. Yet we got all the housing and resource for non-citizens who broke the law coming over here illegally while black men are under inordinate sentences and parole time. Coming home only to be further violated and victimized by the lack of DEI that ushers in job creations for those returning home after paying their debt to society. Yet we want to be hypocrites and talk about, hey, look, the DEI, he gonna stop. Man, it ain't helped us in the first place. Black men been violated under this democratic institution forever. DEI represents LGBTQ community, white women, and Latinos. Not even 2% of that DEI and the economic opportunity that stems from that actually serve our community. Yeah, we want to have this fake outrage. We want to have a fake outrage because y'all sat in them office and y'all done all of this in 12 years of Democratic rule. 12 years that's on the president's side. A Democratic rule from Obama to Clinton to Biden. Our communities receive nothing. All over the country, mostly where black men are in charge and black women are in charge. our conditions are the worst. I'm so skeptical about voting another black person in office, I'm telling you. Because that black face is killing us. That black face is evil. That black face do not represent how quickly can you get in office. They don't even say, like when Brandon first introduced the 51 million going to the migrant. He didn't even take 3 of that and put it in his community. How do you justify spending all the resources on non-citizens and criminals who's violating black men, women, and children, ungrateful people who come over here to find a better life in America, but waving their own flag? They're not proud and thankful for America and waving the American flag. They over here waving Mexican flag, Ukrainian flags, and Venezuelan flags. We suffer as a community of taxpayers to help them. They are so ungrateful. They are so ungrateful to America and Americans for accepting them that they waving their flags. My question to all those who claim they want to help the Venezuelans: the billions of dollars we're spending to house them, against the wishes of the American people. Because the few of y'all that accepted, that don't even matter. You already see what they got you in the election, and it's going to get you even worse. It's going to be further demonstrated during these local elections as we remove some of these people. You're going to see how far that actually trickled down of our dissatisfaction with what you did to us. Instead of taking the billions of dollars and helping them fix their country so that they can stay in their country, y'all let these criminals and these weak men come to our communities, violate our communities, violate our when they should have been strong men fighting for their own country against cartels, against all the different things that we say they was running from. Ask yourself, if 75% of the Venezuelans coming over here are men, when do we as a government ever say, hey, we're not taking in women and vulnerable children? We're taking in men, and a lot of them are criminals in their own country. You're not telling them stronger men, we're going to give you the funding and the military apparatus to build your country so you don't have to come to our country and take resources from those most in need. And black people are the most in need in every city. In every city. Live call in 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. And that's IntellectualRadio.com. I expect everyone on to already been subscribed, have been subscribed and share IntellectualRadio.com. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing right now. We got black men in all these neighborhoods. And so they say they black men. We got black men in all these neighborhoods. Watch young men do maneuvers of violence. Watching young men terrorize elders, women, and children. Watching young men violate our communities. Yet we never stand against that. We're not removing them off the streets. We're looking for a policing system in the government to do for us what we more than capable of doing for ourselves. We don't need police for our cousins, nephews, reprobate uncles, and out of order women and girls that's doing some of the same crimes that men not doing nowadays. We only need black men to step up and stand up and take care of your kids, take care of your cousins, take care of your nephews. And I can say that because I do that. I've done that. I've removed shorties off the streets from carjacking, from shooting each other. I've transformed the thinking of young men like that to say, hey, man, I did 21 years. I know where you going. I guarantee you're going to two places, graveyard or prison. And oftentimes when we go in those spaces and circles, we're not often received well. So there's always tension because the young folks can't really trust us because the OGs, the big homies, have violated them so much. It's easy for us to keep talking about Donald Trump. Man, Brandon Johnson is not our leader. He's proven that. So why we keep talking about him? He'll one-term, I call him OTJ, one-term Johnson. He one-term Johnson. Mr. OTJ, love the brother to death, but he just can't cut the mustard. And the mustard is easy to put a knife in. He can't cut it. He can't cut it because he's really not his own man. He's so concerned with what people are thinking about him and how they view him. Because if you're saying you're a black man and you got children in the city, when do you really take an affirmative approach towards reducing violence and fixing these schools? When one of your children gets shot or murdered? Because I'm starting to think that we do not think that violence could touch our family. I think that's how we don't believe that our wife, our girlfriends, your sneaky leaks. Y'all think that they can't be touched by violence? Y'all think it can't happen to your mother? To your child? It should be a prayer almost. Like, let everything that happened to our community, God, be visited on the lives and the families of those who we elect to protect us from that. It's like, let my ills and our disinvestment and our trials and tragedy be given to those who we send to office to protect us from that stuff, to put policy in place to feed our community, to create employment opportunities for black men and boys so they don't have time to do nothing but train, learn, and work. Because I've never met a young man that you give a job to that once he starts tasting success and starts seeing a residual check coming every week or every 2 weeks, that he think being in the street doing nothing is more pleasant to him. I've never met one that I've interacted with. The problem is I don't have jobs and opportunities to get every young man I come in contact with. And the people who get all the resources to do thus or to do that job are afraid to even go in the communities and afraid to even touch those young men and women. They're afraid. They don't even go in those communities to deal with them. A lot of people think that Trump ain't our leader either. Yeah, whatever. They say Trump ain't our leader. No. We our own leader. If you've been following me, Jerron, you would know that I say it's gonna take us to save us. And that's what it is. So it ain't never been my issue to put nobody in front of our community to lead us. Thank you for calling Intellectual Radio, ex-cons for Trump. Line, this Tyrone Muhammad. Who am I speaking with? What up, Mark?
Good. What up,
man? Hard trials are necessary to establish truth. You got any comment or suggestion that you want to share with the people?
Oh, yeah. I want to start off by saying the hell with DEI, the hell with the Democrat Party, and anybody who will vote for a Democrat Party has got to be a damn fool. Any black person. But starting with this whole thing of DEI, man, for anybody that understands what the DEI program has always been about since Barack Obama brought it to surface, it was a program that placated to hire and speak up for black people, but it's meant for gays and immigrants and white women, or should I say everybody but black people.
Yep.
And for our people to be crying out about a program that further excluded them, no different than affirmative action, the minority set-aside program, and all those other black and brown and people of color monikers, for them to be crying out for these programs shows that either they're not paying attention or they're directly in this to feed everybody but black people. Exactly. And we do have black people who believe in that now. Make no mistake about it. We got black people who will get out here and craft for immigrant babies in cages at the border while they help put black babies in cages in juvenile detention centers all across this country. This is how insane some of our people are. And so it's for us at this point, especially as the formerly incarcerated community, it's time that we rise up, because we are mostly the men and some women who have been targeted and to be excluded, so that they can bring other immigrant groups into this country, right? And so since they have targeted us and othered us, we're going to other them then. There's enough of us to create a political base, and whether we choose to vote Democrat, Republican, or whatever we choose to vote for, and we're running our own candidates, we can win seats in the city of Chicago, the county of Cook, and in the state of Illinois.
Absolutely.
Right? And so this is what it's about, because we can vote in the state of Illinois as soon as we walk out of prison. So we need to be organizing candidates to oppose this Democrat Party, because that's what Chicago is mostly made up of, Democrats. The county is made up of Democrats. And when you look at the statewide seats in the black areas, they're Democrats. Yet we have the highest unemployment, poverty, crime, school closings, and all that. Hey, it's time for us to organize candidates to go against these people. They're not on the team with us.
I agree.
Man, I mean, if you notice, none of these black elected officials across the country had a problem with the Democrat Party, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris bringing in millions of illegals. And had it not been for Trump making this move that he's making, imagine 4 more years. What 4 more years would it look like for us?
I can't imagine 4 more years of Kamala Harris. I couldn't imagine.
Man. Oh, man. And then they have the nerve to talk about racism. You vote for a racist. What do you think Kamala Harris is? What do you think Joe Biden has been since 1970, 72, 73, he went in office? And so it's for those of us who haven't been in the political arena, because we have been the targets of our own people as well as the Democrat Party, the white part of the Democrat Party. It's for us, man, to now raise candidates up from amongst us, because clearly the people who self-appointed themselves to leadership don't care about us. And so we must care about us. We must run people against every single one of them. Make them all win. Make them all fight for their seats back.
And you know, I look. I don't know if you see some of the comments. I see a lady named Cheryl say, "And he's a damn fool." What she say? Trump doesn't. Let me see. Let me find it right quick. Trump don't give a damn about you, me, you, or him. See, Mark, the problem with these people, man, that's so caught up in the Democratic Party, they don't give a damn about us getting nothing under the Democratic Party. They have nothing to say. They don't fight it for it. They didn't care how many times we've been in prison, how we die every day as black men in the streets. They have nothing to say. The moment you say something about Trump, they got something to say as though we care who in all. We don't care. They missed the whole point of what we're saying is that I'd rather vote for Mickey Mouse than to vote for anybody as the Democrat who smile in our face as a wolf in sheep clothing and without ever delivering to us good service and contracts. So go ahead, Mark.
So watch this, Tyrone. And guarantee if I ask her the question, did she vote for Kamala Harris? Her answer would be yes.
Of course it would.
Her answer would be yes. But let me take it a step further. Let me tell you what she really voted for. She voted for so she could be a serial killer and kill her babies.
That's it.
So I don't listen to insane.
So you said she voted for abortion.
She voted to be a serial killer. She voted for Kamala just because Kamala was a woman.
Yeah.
She didn't vote for her, giving a damn whether she was black or white. That's not what she voted for. She voted to be a serial killer. She voted for her pussy.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
We on radio. We on radio. We on radio. Beat. Said it clean version.
Cool. Okay. So I don't take it like on these black females. I respect black women, but when it comes to these black females, I ain't got nothing but smoke for them. Just like I got smoke for these Sambo men.
Yeah.
And so I don't care nothing about what she's saying. I could care less what she's saying because I know she voted for Kamala Harris after Kamala Harris messed over a black woman's family, after Kamala locked up black women because their children didn't go to school or whatever.
Yeah.
I know she voted for Kamala and didn't care that Kamala mass incarcerated black men. And so her best off is just to shut the hell up.
That's true.
She just shut the hell up because she was part of the demise of our people.
But this the
so
thing,
all this
Mark.
talking about what Trump don't care about.
But this the other thing.
We're not looking for. Mm-hmm.
This the other thing. Even with all of that, Mark, the people spoke already. The people told them that you're not gonna genderfy us. You're not gonna abort our babies, and you're not gonna violate us as Americans.
Mm-hmm.
They voted on that already. Instead of them just getting in line and figuring out what the American people actually voted for, they doubling down on their BS.
Mm-hmm.
Got to say about that.
Now she's saying no, she didn't. So I'm reading her comment.
Who she vote for? Trump?
She did. Guarantee you she did. And see, we have to stop allowing these people to play games with the lives of the future of our children.
She didn't vote for Trump. I bet you that. And if she didn't go to vote at all, guess who if she didn't go to vote at all, she voted for Trump. Because if you stay home, that was a vote for Trump. That means that the Democratic Party wasn't sufficient, and you bear witness that it's not sufficient. So you shouldn't have nothing to say about Trump if you didn't go and vote. So if you didn't vote for Kamala Harris, what are you talking about Trump for?
Well, why even speak on the game if you never got in it?
Right.
She never got in the game if she didn't vote. She never gets involved in nothing but getting up, going to work, and making it all about herself. You know, this is what most of them do, and then they talk just to be talking. But, you know, enough of that, because, you know, all this telling us that Trump don't care. But we don't care what another man care about.
That's just about us. It's about what we care about.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying that the move must be for us to organize our own candidates for political seats that are coming up. See, that's what they don't understand. They think that we are here to take orders from Democrats or Republicans. No, we're here to dictate our own future and our own narrative and our own direction. You see, something that maybe her man would never do because he needs to grow some nuts. You know what I'm saying? So we don't go along to get along, and they about to see the move that we're gonna make. This is just the beginning.
And that's the problem.
Us helping Trump win was just the beginning.
No, we just getting started, but absolutely correct. We have to create our own party. We got to create our own movement. We got to push our own candidates, and we got to remove some of these Sambos from these seats in order for them to really understand that all politics is local anyway. It don't matter about no national. Bro, the national politics have never affected our communities, man. It's the local Negroes that's violating us, man. Mark, in black skin.
Ty. See, first and foremost, black people created the Republican Party. That's what most black folks don't understand. The Republican Party was not created by no quote unquote white folks. The abolitionists rolled with the black people that started the Republican Party. But it doesn't matter what party we choose to run under, it's our mindset that is something wrong with. The mindset. See, you can choose whatever party, but if you got a Captain May I, you ask for permission mindset, then you just go along and get along like the rest of the politicians. And that's why you got to, really screen these people before you support them for office. Because most of them have that fear. They have fear in them, and they get right in place and start asking for permission. That's why we must run people from amongst us. And then don't run them just based on the fact that old Nick went to some old university, because them some of the dumbest black folks in our community.
Man, the most dumb out of university Negroes.
Yeah, they went to school black and came home Greek, stepping and ski-weeing and letting people brand them like jackasses. Man, why would I put somebody in front of me with a mindset like that?
Right.
Fool and lost their mind. Somebody a cute dog. So you a dog, huh? So what I'm gonna put a dog in front of me?
And not on that, he Greek and African.
Yeah,
how you do
Greek,
both?
Went to school black and came home Greek. I'm telling you, be barking and all type of stepping and barking like old monkey shine, and want us to get behind that. We lost our minds, man.
Yeah, it's real, bro. It's real. So, all right, man. Thank you for calling in. I'll come on the show next week. Thanks for coming in. All right, love. So one of the questions the sister asked was, what am I going to do? I've been doing it. I've been in these streets fighting since I come home from prison. I didn't have to do that. I should have been busy getting my life back on track after society removed me from the streets, from freedom for 2 decades. I personally put black men to work. Personally, black men, women, and boys. Personally intervene in violence and crime against women and children. Personally on the front line to hold elected officials, powers that be, and authority every chance I get with my voice and my actions and my money and my time. Black folks, by extension, unworthy of the time I give them. But by grace and by the order of God and being God's people, are worthy of every inch of time that I've been able to give them. Let's see. I get it. Thanks for calling Intellectual Radio. This is ex-cons for Trump. Tyrone Muhammad. Who are we speaking with?
This is Andre Smith.
What's up, Dre?
What's going on,
What's
man?
on your mind, man?
Man, I just called in, to say, to you and all the Facebook people and the radio audience, I just want to say, we appreciate, the time that you took away from yourself, family, and you put that effort into the community to make places safer, to mentor kids and the youth. We appreciate that, brother. Sometimes, the work people put out, they don't get recognized for it. And, I just want to let you know, we see you, brother. We see your good deeds. We see your hard work. And that's something that you didn't have to do or choose, but you decided to do it. You stayed focused, and we appreciate it, brother. You keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Question, Dre. So, real quick, the people spoke. You was one of the ones that went to jail with me at the Wadsworth when we first, now it's popular for everybody to talk about the migrants now. You know what I'm saying? It's popular for everybody to talk about migrants, but we were one of the first ones to go to jail. And we went to jail on a public school ground.
Right.
That the city decided to make it private. So we go to jail as Americans while our government protected non-citizens on the ground that's supposed to be public.
With our taxpayer dollars.
So how would you say, because you watch just as like I watch, I told you, and that's why I started Ex-Cons for Trump. I understood the platform and I understood the landscape of what was going on with us as Americans, not black, not white, not none, just American in general. When you hear all the vitriol from Democrats or liberal-leaning individuals, after the people overwhelmingly from the House, the Senate, even the judicial system voted, and grassroots voted overwhelmingly for President Donald Trump. And it seems like it's a double down. Not saying, it don't even seem like they remorseful to say, man, we should have listened to black people. We should have listened to these communities, all white people, all around the world. All around the country. Yet they didn't. What do you have to say about this sick mindset that make them not here? And really, they're forfeiting their party for the next 4, 8, 12 years from what it looks like to me. It don't seem like they're going to ever get it together. What say you?
Well, brother, I must, admit that, one, I'm a Democrat, but I don't call myself a Democrat. I call myself a conservative Democrat because I don't have the same views that an ordinary Democrat has, especially a progressive Democrat. I got different views, so I'm a conservative Democrat. My thing is that you ever seen The Price is Right?
Yes.
Now, The Price is Right used to have this one particular game that you bet and you say that this price costs this, and every dollar that you're over, it started going off the cliff.
Right.
You ever seen that game?
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then it goes, and then it goes right off the cliff. And that's where our people have taken us off the cliff. And what I mean by that is from neglect and taking advantage and assuming that we as Democrats have no say-so. They didn't allow us to have a voice on Sanctuary City. In 2025, our gas stations are still our grocery stores. In 2025, on the south side of Chicago, your life expectancy is 30 years or 20 years shorter than north side. I mean, brother, so when you go to the public schools, brother, our kids are basically almost illiterate and can't survive in the main society as far as education. Brother, look, everything needs to be overhauled, and that's why they do everything in their power. When I say they, look, Tony Pratt-Winkle, Chris Welch, the Speaker of the House, and Pat Dowell and they do everything in their power. Brandon Johnson, they do everything in their power, brother, to make sure that strong-minded individuals and strong-minded men is not elected. You know what I'm saying? They can't find nothing criminal on me. They can't find nothing that I've done. And if I live by the principle that you were taught as well, that truth rules, and you can find truth at any given time. And if we live by that principle, show us where we're wrong at so we can repent, atone, and repair. They can't, because they don't live by that principle, brother, because they wasn't taught by that principle. They live by a mirage. They'll show you water down the street, and when you get there, it's down the street some more. They live by being they live by a magician.
You keep telling me
pull a rabbit out the head.
They keep moving the mirage.
Yeah, they keep telling us, brother, that it's going to be okay. And there's only certain other groups, brother, other than the Afro-American, Black, or original man, original woman. Look, there are other groups that benefit other than us. We don't never benefit, but they always tell us. And this is what Brandon Johnson said. There's enough. For everybody.
When?
They said there's enough for everybody.
When and where? Where is it enough at? Because it looked like we trying to figure out how to get a budget.
Well, no, he was right. There was enough. That's why he spent $30,000 or $80,000 on his wife's office. There was enough. That's why he spent $30,000 on his hairdo. He's right. There's enough, but it ain't enough for us.
You know that other game I like, and Price is Right. You know,
What's
you go
that,
to moving out. They set these 4 or 5 little different. This the rice, this the beans, this the Kleenex, this that, and you have to put the right prices on.
Right.
Bro, you got these people. Those people in the audience who go to the store every day. They the politicians that don't know what the people are suffering, and they hollering, no, put the 25 over on there, on the rice, put that on the milk, put the $1 on the milk, and they hollering. The people hollering, telling them that's the wrong price. Change it around. Move this over here, and this with all the people hollering the same thing. But what make a person keep the price right there when they already confused?
But you got to look at it like this too, because when you said that, brother, I looked at something else in that. We the people hollering, no, that's the wrong price. Put it over there. And then notice that the individual that's picking the price look into the audience like they're paying attention, but do the wrong goddamn thing.
Anyway, over and over.
Exactly.
Over and over. And then wonder why we losing.
But here's the deal, brother. They able to do that because there's no accountability. There's no accountability. You look at Joe Biden. They sell us the dream. Look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden pardoned every damn body except black people. He pardoned criminals. He didn't pardon Jesse Jr., who was stumping the ground for him, and John D. Jackson, who was stumping the ground for him, and Jesse Sr. He didn't pardon Junior. He pardoned all of inmates that was in jail for life sentence. Now, I'm not saying that he probably shouldn't have did it.
I mean, and for that note, he didn't pardon Larry Hoover just for it.
Exactly.
So exactly. No, you absolutely correct. If he gonna pardon what they call criminals, them men been in jail.
Man, he pardoned people, brother. He pardoned people that didn't even need a goddamn pardon. He pardoned, he pardoned his son, and everybody, man, gave a pre-pardon.
Just in case they get caught up in something.
But ask yourself, dear brother, ask yourself. Watch this, because we were taught well, brother. We were taught well. Watch this. Why would a sitting president pardon people that have not committed a crime? Ask yourself that.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that this government can charge you even when you're not guilty.
We know it. We see it every day in the
Do you understand what
neighborhoods.
I'm saying?
We see reversal
So
of cases all the
brother,
time.
That's what's been happening to the black man and the black woman. There have been charges that because they had the state's attorney, they had the mayor, they had the police. They've been charging us even when we wasn't guilty. Donald Trump and Biden just showed us that how it works.
Yeah.
You don't have to be guilty.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no need to pre-pardon somebody that has committed a crime.
And you know what else, man? It's such a game. It's such a game. And you know, I often tell you how I feel about running for these offices and not having the people or not having the resources. But it's our fault that we don't create the resources and we don't run the people that's going to best serve us. It's our fault because our people, they know not what they do, right? So they are blind, deaf, and dumb. And it's like, why you love the devil? Because he gives you nothing. The Democratic Party has given black people nothing. And this is why I told you all when I created the Independent Party of America. I hope that when we start slating people, you or anybody else that decide to run, bro, need to run under that. Because you keep running under Democrat, even saying you're a Democrat is oxymoronic, man. You can't expect the people to see different if you keep running under the same moniker. Like even if you change the S or the N or this or the I or the B, it's still by any other name, it's still that. So you have to consider that it's got to be a third party solution. It's no way around it, man, because both parties, to the sister point, Republicans, they did this either. Even right now today, Andre, the Republicans, after seeing we could have nearly flipped Chicago or the state of Illinois red, still haven't ushered in the resources and revenue for us to take Chicago. You know why? Because they stuck downstate in their own little lives and position while calling us stupid and ignorant for continuing to support Democrats while they give nothing locally to the movement to change gods. They just as guilty on a major level because I watched them spend hundreds of millions just on commercials, bro. Do you understand what $100 million to do for Chicago? And us flipping red, flipping purple, flipping whatever color we want to flip it. But it will be us controlling the narrative. So yes, sir, brother. So no doubt, man. Thank you for calling. Any last words?
Well, I'll say this in closing, man. I thank you, regardless, if you're red, blue, or if you're in the middle, I thank you for being a man standing up for what we believe is truth, for our people, uplifting the resurrection for our people, man, and shining light in dark places, and putting your life on the line and standing in the gap where we need people at.
And
man.
the crazy part on that, thank you, bro, because you just reminded me of something. Just because I have the freedom and I'm fearless enough to have an independent thought of my own, I've always had that you get death threats. How you get death threats for being free? Huh? And the death threats in being free don't come from black people. How am I the house Negro when I got my free mind and not follow what you following? It becomes that but I know our people sick, bro. They don't understand the difference between their spokesman, a servant, and a savior or a messenger. versus what they call a sellout.
Well,
I guess, I forgot. Jesus was a sellout. I forgot. My bad.
You know, God protects them who stands up for the righteous, you know, and no harm come against them, you know, who is faithful. So it don't matter what the naysayers say. It don't matter what they do, because the Bible says that no weapon formed against you should prosper. So every time they threw dirt on Joseph, he just stood on top of it and he was able to walk up out the hole, brother. So, you know, I would say to you, in any other freedom fighter that's out there that may have, you know, they light got dim, or, you know, they believe that they're in a dark place or their enemy is rising up, brother, if you keep pushing, two things are going to happen. If you keep pushing on the door, either you're going to get tired and stop, but if you stay focused and you stay committed and keep pushing that door, the hinge is going to get weak and the door going to fall down, man. So don't stop. Don't give up, you know. And matter of fact, a wise man once said, how you tell how big you are or powerful you are according to your enemies. Who is your enemy?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Who is saying stuff negative about you? And if you got powerful enemies coming up against you, then you must be a powerful man.
Man, you know? I got the most powerful enemy in the whole state coming against me.
Matter of fact, in closing, dear brother, I say this. And if ain't nobody saying nothing about you, you must not be doing nothing.
Absolutely. I love it. And I second that sentiment.
Here,
Peace and blessing. Peace and blessing.
Yes,
all right, take care. Thank you for calling in. 708-223-8953. We got a few more minutes, another about 10, 15 more minutes before we close it out, the show. I thank y'all for tuning in, all your support. Man, please follow and share. You know, go to Intellectual Radio and look at some of the past shows we've had and the messages. But I've heard from two black men. I want to hear from sisters, even if it's a dissenting opinion. I want to hear from a black woman call in and talk about her journey with this election and how she have been able to navigate, or they have been able to navigate this climate. You know, the people have spoken. No matter what you say, you got 4 years of Donald Trump. You can cry all you want to cry. How do we benefit? How do we capitalize? How do we build together? He's not going nowhere unless they assassinate him. They tried that. It looked like God keep protecting them. They tried that already. He's not going nowhere. You got the change you want to see. Intellectual Radio, Tyra Muhammad. This is ex-con for Trump Live. Who am I speaking with?
Assalamu alaikum, brother Ty. This is Sister Erica. How you doing?
Well, alaikum salam, Sister Erica. Good to hear from you. What say you?
I say that I agree with everything you and Brother Mark said, you and Brother Andre said, you know, and as you said, the people have spoken. We have rebuked this LGBT, demonic, ungodly agenda that the Democratic Party has been pushing on us. We have rebuked the Democratic Party in general because they have been using Black people as a tool and a slave, you know, against our own rise for a long time. And I'm not saying that the Republican Party is not guilty of the same thing. You know, they were just hiding in the shadows,
right,
pulling puppet strings too, you know, but, and like you just said, they have an opportunity to put money in Chicago, because the truth of the matter is we're the ones that delivered the Republican Party. We are the ones that delivered Donald Trump to the White House.
That's right.
Chicago is the one that were the ones that were on the front line,
opening up the eyes of everybody around the country about the immigration and all the systemic stuff. Yeah.
We spearheaded that movement.
Yeah.
You know, me and Sister Doris, you, Sister Tracy, Mark, Jessica, Zoe, you know, George, all of them down there at City Hall. We were the ones that delivered this message. You know, like you said, it started with the immigration movement over there at Wadsworth, you know, and then it snowballed into something bigger. But at the end of the day, we wanted these crooks, these drug dealers, these rapists, these pedophiles, these people that's bringing all this fentanyl into our community that is ravishing our people. I know so many people that have died of fentanyl poisoning, you know? So, yeah, we're the ones that spearheaded this. And we're not doing this because we're satisfied with the Republican Party. We are dissatisfied with the American government, period. You understand? And until they give us what we are owed, we will continue to be dissatisfied, and God will continue to chastise them. The wrath of God is on America, and until they give us our long overdue reparations and our land, they will continue to go down. Trump, the only way Trump can save America is if he do right by Black people. Now that everybody bragging about how he just stopped the U.S. aid and it's $1 billion here from this country, $1 billion there, millions there, millions in there. Guess what? All that money they just saved from USA, they can use that to give Black people our reparations.
Black aid.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I'm, you know, it's like time up for all of that. They're not pacifying us. We have not got our eyes off our prize, which is independence. We want to be free and independent in our own land where we call the shots. We don't want Donald Trump calling the shots over us.
That's right.
And I tried to tell our people, you know, when we first came out and said we got to dump this Democratic Party, we were not saying that we want Donald Trump to be our head. No, God is our head. And we want to be an independent people in our own land like all other people all over the world are.
I wouldn't care, Sister Erica, if it was Donald Duck, I was voting for him.
Exactly. And I mean, that's it and that's all. But at the end of the day, Black people in America whom are descendants of chattel slavery are the only people on this earth that don't have a land to call their own.
Yeah.
So that is something that our people need to marinate on and understand this is our time. This is our time. Donald Trump been saying all this thing about Black people, talking about the amendments and the Constitution. He said Black people built this country. He thanked Black people for delivering him to the White House. He did all of that. But no, he needs to give us our reparations.
Yeah. But you know what? I often understand now, and from being around the different white Republicans that I've been around, and I understand that buzzword because we've been hollering that under Democratic rule for so long that even when Barack had the House and he had the Senate, he didn't deliver us reparations. And like I tell Black people, we sit here and let him build a whole Tower of Babel, because that's what that thing looked like over there. It's the Tower of Babel. It's an edifice that is a symbol of evil that the Bible talk about. That Tower of Babel on Stony Island is just what that is, crap. So he sat here and had the House and the Senate. They mad at what Trump do, right? He delivered gay rights. He delivered marriage, marriage and equality on no level, but delivered nothing for black community. He delivered nothing for black communities where we and my gay brother and sister, they get the right to live free and do what they want, because I'm not their God and judge. I lied that God and judge. And then and he said, thus said the Lord, and that's it. You only have to be responsible for the message, and then you let people live their lives. That's really what we have to do. And with that being said, it's time for us to really just get back focused. That's why, we started the Independent Party of Chicago, of Illinois, of America rather. So we need to start. That third party solution is real, because as long as it's two-party system, we would never, Sister Erica, we would never make them understand that there has to be something other than what they're giving us. And the local politics is where it's at now. We got them in office now. Now we got to show them that we can transform. Eric, if after this, if we don't flip at least 5 wards, we ain't doing our job.
Oh, Brother Ty, we are already taught that dissatisfaction forces change.
Yeah.
And we already seen that with the presidential election.
Absolutely.
So on this local level, yep. Brandon Johnson is out of there.
We know he gone.
Alderman Yancey is out of there.
Ain't no redemption. Ain't no redemption for Yancey.
No, sir.
So we don't give him no grace. He can't come home and submit.
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
He sat down there and signed off on all that money for these illegal economic immigrants.
Yep.
Sister Doris and I worked hard to help Yancey get in office.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you the honest to God truth. And he knows it. He wouldn't have got in office without us.
So y'all call that hit. We own it.
Yeah.
That's a political.
We gave him that contract for Black America.
Right.
I mean, for Black Chicago. And he said that he would present it to the city council. He's yet to do that.
Wow.
But they got the office for new Americans, for them illegals and them Hispanics.
That's
How
right.
the hell they gonna put them in front of us and we built this country?
Well,
how?
That's right. No, you were absolutely right. So Jeanette Taylor, Yancey,
she gotta go.
Who else? Because she cried and then turned around and voted.
Michelle Harris.
Oh Lord, bye Michelle.
Stephanie Coleman. She's supposed to be the
Stephanie.
That is
lame.
Gotta go too.
Hey,
she gotta go.
I'm gonna sit down with y'all. I need that list. I need that list that said I need that list so we can start ginning this up to say the people say this and so, but at the same time, y'all have to be looking at who gonna replace them.
Oh no, we you know what I'm saying? We on all that.
All right.
And then another thing is, I sent that letter to you a couple of weeks ago about these pardons.
Yep.
Trump pardoned all of the people from January the 6th.
Yep.
Biden gave preemptive pardons. He pardoned his family. He you know what I mean? But here we got, and then he let all these people in the country that's brought all this fentanyl and all this shit, and then he gave all of them jobs, top-notch jobs, high-paying jobs, even though they had backgrounds from their country. So therefore, you need to pardon all of our people who are victims of the crack epidemic.
That's right.
And you need to pardon all of our political prisoners now, not later, not when you get ready to get out of office the month before. No. Trump is there now. We need to give him a list of all of our people. Get them out of there now. And y'all got all these jobs that's opening up. Y'all deporting all these people. Let them come out and work for these companies that they've been working for in the jails, making $1 an hour or $1 a week. However, chicken feet money. But when they come out, they can't work for these same companies because they keep charging them with double jeopardy.
Yeah.
Although they done already completed their sentence and paid their debt to society. We have to stop this crap. Yep. We have to stop this. We're not getting ready to keep showing up for the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, and then you can't do right by us. And I'm just telling you the honest to God truth. I'm just tired of willing and dealing with them, period. I want to say, give us our damn reparations, give us our land. Like James Brown say, I can do it for myself.
That's right.
We can do this for ourselves. We have been taught. What the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad say? He said, do for self, or you going to continue to suffer the consequences.
Absolutely.
Okay, then. That's right. Where we at right now. We cannot get comfortable just because Trump is there. Trump is there to save his people. He ain't there to save us.
Cynthia Hayes, you can call in soon as Sister Erica hang up now. So, Sister Erica, thank you for calling in, and I appreciate you, man. Let's go. We got work to do, sister. We got work to do.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'll be in touch.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
X comes for Trump Live, Intellectual Radio. It's Tyrone Muhammad who I'm speaking with.
Oh, this is Dr. Rosita. How you doing?
This is Dr. who?
Rosita.
Oh, how you doing, Dr. Rosita?
Yes, I'm doing fine.
Loan me $5. I need to buy me something, doctor. Hi.
Well, we're all doctors and stuff, but we're broke only. They won't let us work. They'll only let the illegals work. I called in to just remind everybody that we're collecting anything that has happened in education in our community. We're collecting U.S. Department of Justice complaints because we're going to Washington and take them to the U.S. Department of Justice. We have our 163 schools here closed. 85% of our children are not reading, and there's a reason why they're not reading. Things that have been done historically over the last 20 years that have put them in this awful position. We've lost 14,000 African-American teachers. We got new people, substitutes, people from out the community that don't know the children and don't care, and they drive in and make their money and drive out. And that has left the children without the kind of professionals. Now, people talk about Black educators, but the kids were not failing at 85% before we lost all our Black teachers.
I believe
that was not happening.
I believe that.
And so regardless to what people were saying, that was not happening then. And sometimes the self-hate in our community, it's the reason why we get caught up into this mess that we're in. But right now, we all in federal court. And here's the thing. I wanted to reach out to you because the weaponization, they've got all these Black PhDs and masters on a do not hire list. And it's unconstitutional. What they've done is they have put these people on a list where they can never work again. They don't have any charges with the police. They don't have any charges with DCFS. They don't have, the prison system. So this is what they do. And they still hold a state license. Now, we have 3 regulatory agencies. If a teacher has hit, pinched, did anything to a child, why don't you call the police?
Right.
Why don't you call DCFS? Why? You're a mandated reporter, and you're sitting up in there letting this happen. If you say the person did something, we want you to call the police, because what happens is they don't call the police. And then it's just a smear campaign against the teacher. And the next thing you know, the teacher is fired without any due process. And our unions, hopefully we're going to meet with Stacey Friday, but our unions have done nothing. So, we had to get together and get a class action lawsuit on the failure to teach our children.
Because you got a lot. You need to come on the show next week. You can't You can't monopolize the time if you ain't gonna come and sit and educate the people. So I need
I
need you to talk to the people. I'll reach out to you, give me a call so we can sit down, because the people need a lot. Us, we need little information at a time, because we can't get it all at once, because it's new. You're a professional in what you do. Like I kind of advocate on what I do, but I think see if we could take a couple more calls before I close out. But thank you, sister. Me. I got you. Let's get it.
All right.
X comes for Trump live on Intellectual Radio. Tara Muhammad, who am I speaking with?
Hi. Hello, this is Cynthia Hayes calling from Flint.
How you doing, Cynthia Hayes? Thank you for calling in. I know you got a lot to say.
You know what? I just wanted to thank you in Chicago Red, Brother Mark Carter. I started following y'all. As you know that the whole world, well, basically the Black community stood behind y'all, because the way y'all went up against Chicago when it concerned the immigrants, especially about the communities, it gave a lot of Black people in the community that was already struggling, that when we seen how y'all fought, we was able to fight for y'all, even though we knew Chicago, it was going to be hard for Chicago to turn red, but we did it for y'all, because we flipped Michigan, and Michigan was a Democrat.
Yes,
y'all
flipped that thing. Y'all flipped that thing so pretty.
We went hard. I was on 32 media websites, and again, it wasn't about either Republican or the Democrat. It was just sending a message that Black voters are tired of being used and abused. We give 100% of our vote to the Democrat Party. For them only to come around every 4 years to use our voices and our votes for their own personal agenda and advancement. I advocate for prison reform, and I followed you, and I also advocate for Brother Mark, the veterans. And when I first seen Brother Carter, veteran, how he went through Chicago with the homeless, and I shared it on so many websites. Then I seen and it was just so inspirational. Then I started seeing how Chicago Red was fighting, and so early on, when the fight began, I started sharing a lot of websites through Michigan. And a lot of people wasn't even aware because the news wasn't letting us know about it.
Right.
Not one time on the news, if it wasn't for Fox and just, Fox News, a lot of people in Black cities would have never knew what was going on and how tough and how hard you guys was fighting Chicago. And I want to say thank you, because even though Chicago did not flip red, we did it for y'all.
Well, sister, I thank you.
We did it for y'all.
I thank you, and I want you to stay in touch with me.
Thank y'all, because y'all gave us the opportunity. Y'all showed us the strength that we could fight. And we still dealing with Flint water, bro. A Democrat state. Do you know they have not done nothing yet?
That's crazy.
For the residents of Flint. And
I want to get there. I really want to get there. Really, I want to get to Flint. I want to lock in with a lot of the ex-felons there, but also the community. I want to show up about that water. The fact I need to bring some people down there from Chicago, and we're gonna show up about that water. It's time.
Please do, because we still have not. They still have overlooked us. How can you have a governor? The governor got off. Nobody has been charged. We have deaths. Our children has been poisoned mentally. It was a financial, and this is a Democrat state. Our governor Whitmore, a.k.a. Big Gretch. I don't know what the word is now, but she's supposed to be trying to run for president. I don't know how true that is. But she is the governor. Nobody has done anything about Flint water. The lawsuits haven't been settled. It's so disrespectful.
Well, sister, look, real quick. I want you to, because you got a lot to say, and I need you to call in again, probably next week. I want to give you 20 minutes dedicated to talk about Flint. And the time, but I also want to make sure you inbox me your number, sister. But the biggest thing I want to do is lock down the Independent Party of America in Flint and Michigan. Us. So now we got our Independent Party of America. You're going to see the movement we making. We need each city, each state locked in on what we're doing with this third party solution, because this is truly this is truly what we have to do, because now both of these parties have to feel like they have to come to us to decide. Then when we put forth demands and we got real action, then we could tell them what they should be doing and can't do if they want our vote. So we got we got to move this needle.
We can apply pressure to them, and that is what's needed. And a lot of Black, you'd be surprised, I get a lot of phone calls. Even through COVID, I was getting a lot of phone calls from people who saying that they was leaving the Democrat Party, that they were just so unsatisfied, especially with the mandate shots. You know, a lot of people didn't want to take them, and they felt that, wow, and so it really started within. And so through COVID, a lot of people started calling me and they were saying, Cynthia, you fair. I think I'm gonna vote Republican. I said, I can understand that, even though I hadn't chose my mind up yet, but I knew I was leaning towards independent party, because that is what's needed.
Yeah,
that is what's needed.
We got to create it. We can't wait for them to give it to us. And we back again round here following them again. So we're going to create it, and we're going to build a consensus across the country where we can actually have a real independent conference where we come together in each state and build the platform. So sister, let's go send your info in, and we're going to keep on building. So, but I got to close out the show, but I'm going to hit you back.
Say thank you, Chicago family, Red, and I love y'all. Y'all keep on fighting, because a lot of Black cities got the strength for y'all. And I talked with P. Red, and I called and I said, thank you for everything that y'all have done, because y'all gave me the will to fight.
That's right.
Thank you, and I love y'all.
Thank you for calling in, sister, and I look forward to talking to you and hearing from you soon.
Good night, and thank you for taking my call.
No problem. Bye. All right, y'all. Y'all hear it? Y'all see it? We're going to build. We're going to move. It's going to take us to save us. We're not sitting around waiting on Trump, Biden, Democratic Party, Republican Party. We're going to create our own solutions. We're going to create our own opportunities. We're going to produce for our own communities. We're going to build businesses. We're going to build collaborations. We're going to organize properly. And, man, Chicago, stop hating on each other. Stop that crap. You ain't gonna win, man. You ain't got nothing good to say. I'm starting to say, if it ain't about these elected officials and these devils that's hurting us, I ain't got nothing to say about nobody out here working and doing good stuff. I ain't got nothing to say about the little people. We all little in their eyes. I'm about building consensus and standing on these powers that be to stop exploiting us with this doggone grant money, funding, everything that's going to these same groups. They are part of the problem. We're going to be the change we want to see. This is Intellectual Radio. This is Ex-Cons for Trump. I'm Tyrone Muhammad, sitting in as well for College Trust. Hey, see you Thursday. Hey, listen to this song for a few minutes, because they can't handle our intellect.
You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third, I savage. Y'all have been working too hard for something that didn't need sacrifice. And I guess you didn't take it too far and won't value yourself for the right price. But you are the reason they breathe and the reason they dreams unfold. So we gotta handle this, it's been ridiculous. How we let haters get so inconspicuous. Watching my power, burning demons. You wanted a purge, open season. So drunk with illusion, don't see me coming. Meet your demise, I'm a woman. I do not conform to nobody's norms. I'm cleaning us up, sending the storms. High level vibration, increasing the pressure. You feeling my strength? This is my pleasure. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Woo. Call me the messenger. Hey, hey, hey. Call me the messenger. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Second verse I can count, yeah, I'm counting days. This truth you see coming, gon' make you shame. They've been secretly scared of domination. Consider their feelings no obligation. When dealing with ignorance, best you don't deal with it. Headed for tragedy cause you complacent. Stuck, lies in your information. Start looking for truth in the black nation. What? This is America. The rise and the fall of a fake nation. A true psychological situation. We suffer from years of defamation. I said it, you mad, do something about it. You all in your feelings ain't got no power. This is preparation for this revelation. You oppositional complication. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional bird, I savage. Woo! Call me the messenger. Hey, hey, hey. Call me the messenger.